Hey guys, it's your girl D-Light and welcome to week 11. Now we're going to be covering week 10 recap, week 11 expectations. And since it is week 11, that means playoffs are right around the corner. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Also, with playoffs, it means every game this week going forward has significant value and means something. It's really going to weed out the people or the teams that really want to be there and really are fighting for a chance. What also comes with playoffs are the MVP talks. So the moment we've all been waiting for, the Texans are coming off bye week and they do face the Ravens this week. Now, I really like this matchup because these are two young black quarterbacks who are in the MVP runnings. And with these MVP talks, Deshaun Watson has been more of an afterthought versus Lamar Jackson, who has been more in the forefront, similarly to Russell Wilson for the Seahawks. Deshaun Watson has done some memorable things that do show significant value, like holding his team up when it really matters in the red zone, and also he's been really stable and steady quarterback for his team after being very inconsistent and having those up and down periods where they would win one game and lose the next game in a span of several weeks. So really, he's been a factor that's been very consistent. But in a different way, Lamar Jackson has shown out being an outside of the box kind of quarterback. He doesn't sit in the pocket. He likes to run very similar to Michael Vick era, where he would use his legs more than his arm in several cases. So that is one reason why Lamar Jackson has shown to prove that he is of MVP caliber. Now, in the very beginning, when Lamar Jackson took over for the Ravens quarterback role, he got a lot of criticism because he used his legs. Now it's one of the things that are most praised by this team because he can run and he's a different type of quarterback versus someone like Deshaun Watson, who would stay in the pocket more and just rely on receivers. So this game, the Texans versus the Ravens, is a must-watch game because of these two young quarterbacks and to see what can happen. So in this game, anything and everything is expected because anything can happen. I'm expecting a high-scoring game in this week 11 matchup. I'm looking for the Texans to try to get a win, and I also really want the Ravens to get a win because they are on a roll and have beaten the Patriots. So that kind of shows that they're on a different level. We'll see once the game rolls around and see how these two quarterbacks duke it out. Now we are on to the Dolphins. They really came ready in week 10 against the Colts, beating them 16-12. Overall, I don't think anyone believed that the Dolphins were on top in the game. They just could not believe their eyes at the score and what was happening, because the Dolphins playing the Colts, like, the Colts are supposed to be a really good team right now, and to get beat by the Dolphins is just like a shocker to most people. So maybe they might have some tricks up their sleeve that they just now starting to pull out. So maybe the Dolphins have started to get a hang of things and are really just putting it all out on the field when it really matters. So off the good note, the Dolphins are headed into week 11 against the Buffalo Bills, who are a quite superior team than them. But I think after this win against the Colts, it has given them a little bit of boost and a little bit more than last week, a little bit more hope, and solidified them as a team to actually look out for in the playoffs very soon. Now on to the Cowboys. So last week I saw that was really great with the Cowboys is they showed perseverance. Now they couldn't convert in red zones and where it really mattered, but overall I think they're a really solid team and a really good team to look out for in the playoffs. But moving on to better things for the Cowboys, they do face the Lions this week. Overall, for the Lions, I think that their whole organization and the way they play the game in general is very unorganized because they are very inconsistent and they tend to just suffer a lot of injuries. They tend to get players who are just like back burner players. They have just been sort of subpar and underwhelming at 3-5-1. It's not really getting them anywhere. So for the Cowboys, I think this will be an easy win for them. The Lions might put up a fight, but I highly doubt that the Lions can finish in the end, because I've seen it several times where they've gotten up to the point where they've tied the game and can't finish. So I think the Cowboys have it this week. So now we are on to the Panthers, and they did face a tough opponent where the weather seemed to get progressively worse and worse as time went along. Besides the weather, they still did manage to get half as many points as the Packers in this game, but it wasn't enough to secure the bag. Moving on to this week, they do face one of 3 division rivals, who are the Atlanta Falcons this week. So with the Saints against the Falcons, what seemed to be an easy dub for them previously before the game turned into a terrible turn of events, and it just seemed like they could not click on any level. They just were not there last week, because it was an atrocious loss that could have been prevented. The Saints just looked like they were falling apart, like they were the old Saints that we've always known. And so it kind of just hit them with a reality check. But I do think that all these games against these divisional teams are must-watch games, because you never know what's going to happen and who might win. It might change someone's win-loss record drastically, or it may not. So we'll have to just keep an eye out on these teams like the Saints, Buccaneers, and the Panthers Falcons game, because just like the Saints losing against the Falcons, you never know what's gonna happen. And with the Buccaneers, they are kind of like a unpredictable team when we face them, but I think it will be a good game for the fans alike, and we could just put that Falcons game aside and just call it a fluke, because we will bounce back after that loss. So the Colts will be a tough opponent for the Jags this week, but they are sitting at win-loss record of 4-5 and are 4th in the AFC South. So I do still think they have chances in the playoffs, but we'll see how they do in this week. So that is it. I'm your girl D-Light. Like always, I will try to catch up with each game, hopefully. But during these games, I will be live tweeting at D-Light with 4 underscores. You can always follow me and always tweet me during these games as well. I will message back, and I'll see y'all next week in week 12. Bye. Oh, and one more thing, guys. Make sure y'all always comment down below, because I'm always looking for positive or negative feedback. It doesn't matter. I'm always looking for something to always improve. So negative feedback is good. I'm always open to it. You can always tweet at me, or you can always just leave a comment below on my videos. For any of my videos that I've done, just comment below what you think should be changed, what I should add, and all that. I'm always happy to receive negative or positive feedback. So thanks. Bye, guys.